Balochistan, a region in South Asia, barren mountains, arid deserts, and under the surface, some of the most valuable minerals on the planet. Copper, gold, lithium, rare earths, the resources that power electric cars, renewable energy grids, and modern weapons. But in this remote province, they're also the flashpoint for a new rivalry between two superpowers, the United States and China. Why Balochistan matters? Balochistan is Pakistan's largest province by area but home to less than 6% of its population. Its location is strategic, bordering Iran, Afghanistan, and the Arabian Sea, and its mineral wealth is staggering. The Rikodik mine could alone generate over $70 billion in free cash flow over 4 decades. Add lithium, cobalt, and rare earths, and Balochistan becomes a key battlefield in the global resource race. China already controls over 69% of the world's rare earth mineral mining and about 90% of global processing capacity. These aren't just statistics, they're strategic leverage. Since 2023, Beijing has briefly restricted rare earth exports, weaponizing its leverage, sending shockwaves through global markets, while forcing the US to the negotiating table in a tariff war. For Washington, this was a wake-up call. If China decides to weaponize its dominance, the US military, tech industry, and renewable energy sector could be left scrambling. That's why finding alternative sources like Balochistan is now a national security and priority. Through the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC, Beijing has invested billions in infrastructure, highways, energy projects, and Gwadar Port, a deep sea gateway to the Arabian Sea. For China, Balochistan is not just about minerals, it's about strategic access and supply chains, and a tool to counter the emerging economy like India through its proxy, Pakistan. But Chinese projects have met fierce resistance. Baloch insurgent groups accuse Beijing of exploiting their resources without consent, and attacks on Chinese workers and facilities have become a grim routine. In 2025, the US decided to join the game. President Donald Trump sent a high-level delegation led by diplomat Eric Mayer to Islamabad, meeting Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Army Chief General Asim Munir. On paper, the talks were about oil, but experts agree the real interest is critical minerals. For Washington, this is about securing supply chains, countering China's dominance, and regaining strategic influence in South Asia. Pakistan's economy is in crisis. External debt stands at over $130 billion, much of it owed to China. Inflation is high, foreign reserves are thin, and the country depends on repeated IMF bailouts to stay afloat. In this desperate situation, Islamabad is taking money and promises from both Beijing and Washington. This is Pakistan's balancing act, a risky tightrope walk between two rival superpowers where missteps could alienate one side or leave the country more deeply trapped in debt and dependency. But minerals aren't the only obstacle. Balochistan is home to a long-running separatist insurgency, with armed groups targeting the Pakistani state and foreign investors. These attacks have derailed parts of CPEC and forced heavy militarization of the province. Mining here comes with another challenge: water. Pakistan is one of the most water-stressed countries in the world, and mineral processing requires enormous amounts of it, sometimes up to 40% of the local supply. For communities already struggling for clean water, this could deepen grievances and spark new conflicts. In the 19th century, the British Empire and Tsarist Russia fought the great game for dominance in Central Asia. Today's version is fought over supply chains, rare earths, and strategic corridors. And Balochistan is right at the center. For China, losing influence here could weaken its Belt and Road Initiative and its control over mineral markets. For the US, gaining a foothold could be a strategic win against Beijing. And for Pakistan, it's about extracting as much money and political leverage from both as possible to weaponize it against India, while somehow keeping both the superpowers on side. The stakes are high for Washington. Success in Balochistan could mean supply chain security for the next generation of technology and defense systems. For Beijing, it's about safeguarding a critical link in its economic and strategic network. For Pakistan, it's a gamble, short-term financial relief in exchange for deepening involvement in a geopolitical tug-of-war. And for the people of Baloch, the fear is that they'll once again be spectators as outsiders profit from their land. Balochistan's mineral wealth could transform Pakistan's economy and reshape global supply chains. But without political inclusion, local consent, and a plan to handle security and environmental risks, any deal, whether with China or the US, risks repeating the failure of the past. The new great game is underway. The question is, will Balochistan's people finally have a say in their own future? Will they have their own homeland? Or will they once again pay the price for a game they never chose to play? Thanks for watching. If you want more deep dives into global past struggles, hit the like button, share this video and subscribe for more. See you next time.